A guy's thinking about killing himself. He doesn't quite know what to do. Killing himself. Wait a minute. To be or not to be? To exist. To live or not to live? That's an explanation for it. Doesn't make sense. Is that the tightest phrase you could think of? To be or not to be? You could say to die or not to die. Yeah, it's kind of the same. That's really short. In one sentence, the guy says, "This is my problem, to be or not to be." I can relate to that. It is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Oh, that's nice again. Or, wait a minute, or, that's a similar structure to the first one. To be or not to be. To be, then we've got something or other, and then or, not to be. So, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or, so that must be the good one, to be. Doesn't sound so good though. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous. Not good. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms, weapons, to take arms against a sea of troubles. Not just one freaking trouble. We're talking about a sea of troubles. And if you, most people, I'm sorry, but most people kind of like the biggest expanse they see is a bathtub, maybe the swimming pool. There are some people who haven't even seen the sea. So just imagine, I mean, we're talking about something which is limitless, limitless in troubles, limitless. To take arms against a sea of troubles. That even if you took, however, if you took nuclear bombs against a sea of troubles, you're still going to get washed over by the sea. It's impossible. So it's just the attempt to just stand up against the sea of troubles. And by opposing, end them. So just by standing up against it, and you get killed. So it starts off with one sentence. And you think, okay, to be or not to be, okay. That's a question. That is a question. And then it takes about kind of like a paragraph to explain one side and the other side, with an or in between it. You know, whether, or, blah, blah, blah. And then the rest of that section, which you probably don't have to memorize, is effectively a greater extension of that statement. Okay, so effectively catches the audience with one simple statement. Okay, I get that. Second one, yeah, I bet I get that. And the third one just starts going completely, mad. Whether you understand it or not. I mean, adults don't even understand it, so, stay cool. Okay, so exactly the same structure. Set off something simple, in this case, confusion, by saying, heaven is here. Who? Where Juliet lives. Ah, yes. And this fly has more honour, more estate, more something, more validity. Huh? Because it can land on her hand. And he can't. And so he compares himself to, a fly, and he thinks he's worse off. And in relation to Juliet, he is. So, do you see? What we're doing is we're looking at, kind of like looking at structure, how a small statement expands to bigger and bigger. Use this. When you're writing something, use this. It's a good technique. So you get something, it doesn't necessarily have to be something which explains to be or not to be. It can also be something which confuses, such as heaven is here, where Juliet lives. And you're setting up a kind of question, and then an answer, and then you set up more and more and more.